Aquarius. So, a reading for you today. Let's see how you're feeling on the inside. 7 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. Confused about how to cooperate somehow. And how does that make you act on the outside? Oh, have I knocked off the little bobbly bit? Anyway, hopefully that's not too annoying. The top of the microphone. How does that make you act on the outside? Feeling confused about cooperation. You're just pushing on through with this Knight of Wands. It's frustrating you, making you more prone to action. And the root of this reading, we've got the Queen of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. That's lovely. It's using your singular ability to get things done. They're both very independent women. One is the great intellect of the pack, and the other has achieved a lot and has tamed the falcon. Here is something from your recent past, the Queen of Wands. More of that wandy energy, and something for a potential outcome, please. Oh, there we see you being a bit self-victimised with the 8 of Swords, but never fear, we've got a few more cards to get down, and we're going to cap this afterwards. So, the attitude, oh, this is Aquarius, and, oh, I keep dropping these. Let's see if I can pick this up with my feet, actually. There we go. That helped. Aquarius and cloud people, because I'm looking at the most amazing clouds outside my windows at the moment. I don't think they're quite showing, but they're really rather beautiful, backlit. So something coming up in the near future, head down, working on something that you're very good at, the Artisan's card, and a card for your attitude, please. Cloud and Aquarius. Oh, I can see I'm gonna drop these everywhere. Who's that? The World, with the 8 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Emperor, and the Knight of Pentacles. So 2 knights. This is your attitude. It's quite epic. So putting yourself in the centre of your world in order to send loving, steady messages with great discipline and structure. I mean, I'm giving it a little précis read as we go along, but I think we're going to dive in a little bit more as we go into the proper reading. Your environment, please. King of Swords. So we've got the King and the Queen of Swords. Oh, and your hopes and fears. Page of Wands. That one's flipped out immediately, and an outcome for Cloud and Aquarius people. Right, so we've got here the 6 of Cups and the Page of Swords, but she was sort of upside down, I have to say, and the Ace of Swords and the 5 of Wands. What a lot of amazing mental energy we've got going on here. That's so interesting. Right. So yeah, it's a hell of a lot of swords is what I'm saying here. And so because it's the root of the reading, we're looking at how you can clearly, so the idea that comes through to me as I'm sitting looking at this, and I'm trying to be really slow because it brings a different form of divination in, is that you can slowly, surely, incisively begin to see this picture of your 9 of Pentacles clearly come into your mind's eye. So that's what the Queen of Swords is doing, because she's looking at the 9 of Pentacles and she's sort of studying her, and the 9 of Pentacles is coyly looking slightly away, almost as if she's posing for a picture. So this is the root of the reading. How can you really bring this image into the forefront of your mind? It's the image of somebody who's incredibly self-realised, is very, very good at what they do, has tamed the wild falcon, and has got this resplendent garden. And there is a slowness to her with this snail at the bottom. She understands a kind of pentacles pace. I'm looking at her hair, which does this at the top today. Stylized curls around her brow. She is the focus of everything, and the Queen of Swords is almost putting her... sorry, I've got all the outcome cards here in my hand. The Queen of Swords is almost putting her hand towards her as if to say, over to you now. It's like introducing someone on stage. That's the way I'm seeing her. She's deferring to her in some way. So your intelligence, your brain is being put to service to understand something about how much you've achieved. Okay. That's the sort of basics of the reading. We have had a little read of the cards, but I'm just going to go through this again. So on your interior, when I look with my glasses, I need the big magnifying glasses, but anyway, these will do for the moment. Yeah, that's interesting. And this one, I'm now seeing the masonry behind the guy on the bench. I've never really looked at that before, the lines of it. It's like someone's done some sort of screeing in, or, scratched marks and some wet plaster. Yeah, it's literally never appeared to me like that before. So that's interesting. Let's return to that. So the back wall, the details, the writings on the wall, the lines, they're a bit like sort of age lines in a tree. He looks like he's about to sort of listen in to the wall with that white cup, or whatever that instrument is, as if to say, gosh, that's so funny, sorry. As I sit here, this little pigeon sitting on my windowsill, popping its head up, saying, any food? And I haven't been feeding them, but they can obviously feel your consciousness as you sit here, just having a little look in. Yeah, so sorry, back to the reading. So this is you on the interior, the writings on the wall, you're listening in to the wall, as if you're trying to sort of hear something through the wall. This Three of Pentacles, that means building something with other people, building a cathedral, a great aim to do with stability, the three of the tripod. But it's almost like a clairaudience. You're trying to hear something beyond the wall. You're trying to see the meanings, the signs that might be written on the wall. And there's a bit of confusion around that because you've got this aim to see beyond. So the Seven of Cups is about confusion. It's as if it's a sound that's not quite coming through, or a understanding of hieroglyphics that's not quite coming through. So that's on your inside. And how this makes you act on the outside, it's a sort of rush around, super energetically, like the Knight of Wands. It could be a bit frustrating. It's a sort of slow-moving, cooperative, confused energy with a groping towards some greater understanding. And so it's like, I know, if I can just sort of bring all my fire to this, maybe I'll sort of push through. Maybe I'll force an understanding or a decoding. Raring to go. That's the energy that I'm getting. And let's have a good look again. His red glove. The Nine of Pentacles has a yellow glove. Here he's got a red glove. It's interesting. One hand is ungloved and one is gloved. So it's sort of like the hand that grabs the wand, that's his passion, is very sort of bare and feeling the wood. And the hand that holds the horse is sort of held back, restrained. So it's this feeling of, when you've got gloves on for some purpose because you can't quite feel anything properly, it's a little bit frustrating. If you're gardening, sometimes I want to take the gloves off and just get my hands into the earth. It's a feeling as if he's got his hands on the reins of this horse. He's moving this passion forwards, but he's not quite in touch with it. Everything is slightly out of your grasp. That's what I'm getting today. And at the basis of the reading, as I said, deferring to this beautiful Nine of Pentacles. So your brain, your cleverness, your wit, your understanding that comes from really not being mucked around anymore is saying what we need to focus on is how brilliant we are. It needs to become such a bold, filled in picture that everybody will understand it. It's almost like it's getting projected onto consciousness. If I see how wonderful I am, if I can make that such a solid, stable signal, you know, if you were watching a sort of television program that's trying to be sent from somewhere else and the image comes in and then wavers out. I don't know, we might be talking about early days of television, or a sort of communication from an alien spaceship and it sort of comes in and then disappears, or the end of the world and there's just a few people left and they keep coming in and out of communication over a CB radio. It's like that, but with an image. And the idea, what I'm saying in my mind is, if you could fix that image always on your mind's eye, if it could be unwavering, then it would become the reality. It wouldn't be that sometimes you feel okay and sometimes you don't. There would be a new solid, of course everyone has ups and downs, but there would be a new solid understanding of yourself that would be then received by the world and perceived by the world. That's how you'd be perceived, because you would be constantly streaming this image of really beautiful achievement, and it's a very stable image and it's a very prosperous image, and the sword is appearing like an antennae, like she's trying to sort of stabilize the signal that's allowing this vision, this, it's almost like you're imagining it, this mind's eye image of how much you've achieved, this great version of yourself. And in the recent past, we've got the Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. So a sort of intuitive flash, the rebel queen. Look at her legs open, her little black cat. She's not looking at us either. She's a little bit too impatient. She's probably in cahoots with this Nine of Wands. So she's the impatient energy that's saying, I can't decode this anymore. I want to, but I and I'm using my intuition, and I am a queen, so I'm a little bit more qualified than the knight who's just rushing around in action. She's the queen, she's in her heart. Her heart is full of passion for this project, and it might be her that's had the idea in the first place. This little black cat looks in command of these two lions either side of her chair today, as if this cheeky, apparently junior aspect of oneself is actually secretly the boss, secretly running the show. The code, maybe that's something to do with the code, this kind of hieroglyphics, this thing you're listening for. Maybe really what we need to know is the intuition. The intuition is everything here. Maybe that's the endless little nudges from your intuition is actually the only important signs to follow here, and maybe that's the important code. Listening to your guides, listening to your intuition, listening to your heart. Yeah, the little black cat, she's completely in command. She rules all of them, even to an extent the queen today. And in one potential outcome, we have you as the Eight of Swords. So still feeling bound up in this one, not having released yourself from these binds that the Queen of Swords could easily do. And that might be because of this frustration. That might be you metaphorically not being able to see or feel your way. And then because you're frustrated, starting to turn the voice against yourself. There's a book, I've got it here somewhere, called, it's by Eat, Pray, Love Lady, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. It's just on the shelf next to me. Talking about how when we have a very active mind, it's a bit like having a collie who hasn't been given any jobs to do and will become incredibly destructive, a bit like chewing the furniture, but because it's our mind, we chew at our own self-esteem. That's the feeling I'm getting here. is if you can't find the key, probably to your intuition, that's what I think it is, you're going to start turning these kind of almost arbitrary thoughts, almost thoughts that you pick up from the television, from those around you, these kind of low quality thoughts that aren't really your truth. They're just cultures floating around in the culture, ideas about what it is to be whoever you are, man, woman, whatever your gender is, whatever your sexuality is, these sort of picking up of these cultural stereotypes, lazy thoughts that are just buzzing around that aren't really specific to you, and you become the victim to them because you can't use your own intuition to start imagining how brilliant you are and advocating for yourself. So you just become a victim to these cultural stereotypes in a way, and messy thoughts across the airwaves. I keep getting airwaves today, just sort of nonsense that's being pumped out everywhere. Fearful thoughts, cultural trends, fashion, stuff that somehow is nothing to do with you. It's not what you're listening to through the wall. And in the near future, we see you knuckling down and working away a bit. This is the kind of work that leads to the 9 of Pentacles. It's the 8 to the 9. So it's when we master something and we're so good at it that we just get better and better and better, and we love it. He doesn't want to look up. He's just working away. He might even forget to go to market. There's one coin underneath him. He's bashing away, and then we've got, that's interesting, along the side, along the wood that holds all his pentacles that are hanging up, that he's completed, it's got those lines again. Those lines, like I was saying at the back of this, behind the big trumpet, Hearing Trumpet. That's a good book, The Hearing Trumpet by Leonora Carrington, if you want a recommendation. It's really good, really funny, very surreal. So she was a famous surrealist artist. Yeah, so we've got here you working to become the 9 of Pentacles. And that's those lines, the aged wood, the idea of years and years and years and years of experience being laid down. Yeah, the kind of culmination of all your experience. It's very beautiful. So that's in your near future. Then in your attitude, we've got this bevy of cards. I knew there was another one. We've got these 2 knights. The steady Eddie knight of the Knight of Pentacles, the loving knight of the Knight of Cups. So steadily loving, steadily bringing all of the actions like that 8 of Pentacles that will start to realise us into this sort of full version of ourselves in the centre of our world, in the world card. So those are really, really good qualities to have in your arsenal, particularly the Knight of Pentacles, who just looks after things. He's sort of love in action. So you've got love in the sort of romantic sense, and then love in the way that you do for others, for yourself, the way that you build things slowly, day by day, like looking after plants, like tending to a garden, just those sort of looking after children, an elderly person if you're caring, anything you do routinely that is loving. So these are great, great qualities, and they are getting you into the centre of your world, into the centre of this wreath of success. And then interestingly, a lot of messages, a lot of output that's informed somehow by the Emperor. So the 8 of Wands, which is messages, goals that are all aligned, but with great discipline. I love him being here. He's super stable, slightly rigid, but it's okay because we've got some younger energies here. He's a great ally, and he's powerful, and he's got your back. And so he's sort of, there's a sense of discipline on top of the steady qualities of the Knight of Pentacles, the loving qualities of the Knight of Cups. It's really beautiful. And then all these messages. So then in your environment, we've got the King of Swords. So remember, we've got the Queen of Swords pointing her antennae up and trying to sort of bring in the image of this beautiful, stable 9 of Pentacles, but keeping that image there so that it's all that fills your head, so that you're not confused by moments when you don't see yourself so well, but that you're only seeing the great qualities that you have, and that's becoming really solid for you, all the work you've put in, everything that you deserve. And so in your environment, we've got her counterpart, the King of Swords, and he's using his sort of CEO. He's the most like the Emperor. So he's using his CEO qualities to sort of back up the strength of the Queen of Swords. What do I see here? His ring on his finger. And again, the rings, like the bits of a trunk, excuse my nail. Do you see those flowers, I wanted to say, clouds in the background? They have stratified rings on them, either side of his legs, with the trees in front. They're like those wooden trunks again. It's this same feeling of ages and ages and ages and years of some sort of practice of just being you, I want to say. And he's there to back up the Queen of Swords and to give, again, extra authority. It's as if everybody's holding you to account now. The Emperor, the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords. Stabilise that vision, stabilise that vision, stabilise that vision. We're not letting you go anywhere with this now. You've got to become very, very clear in your self-appreciation. I love it. So then, in your hopes and fears, the Page of Wands, you have lots of amazing ideas, which makes you a little bit frightened, because what's that got to do with the Pentacles, the stability of the Pentacles, or the incredible mental clarity of the swords, the royal swords? This could be disruptive. There's a lot of exciting ideas coming from Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. This sort of triumvirate of again, royal, regal energies, the court cards that are disruptive, fiery. And so this is your hope, because it's lovely to feel passionate. You want to bring the fire into this vision and all your ideas. And this young page has a million ideas and is looking to the tip of his wand for inspiration. And he's really, really passionate. So you want passion in this project as well. It's like you want the cherry on the top. You don't want to lose your relationship to the Queen of Wands and to the Knight of Wands. And you also recognise that the Knight of Wands is the one that's too impatient to let you get to this stabilising vision. So you realise that if your drive becomes too much, it might sort of disrupt and make you lose focus suddenly. But it's still an essential part of the whole process. And in the outcome, we have this, again, another court sword, the Page of Swords, a youthful version of all the others that we see. She's kind of slightly jaunty. Look at her hair flying in the wind. It's windy. She's up high. She's got all these ideas coming from the birds in the sky, her hair flying around. And she's raising her sword. Her antennae is right off the page now, as if whatever she's connecting to is actually from a much, much, much higher source. And there's also with her the Ace of Swords. So she's bringing in new ideas to do with what you love. I hope it's to do with what you love about the Nine of Pentacles, because we've got the Six of Cups here. Let me see what I see here. And you're preparing to fight for it. You are prepared to fight for it with this wonderful, again, your wands coming in to fight for what you want. Now they're aligned to your vision, to your mentality, and to your heart. What we don't have is any pentacles here, which is what's surprising. So where is our Nine of Wands in this vision? Where is she? It's like with the Six of Cups, you're on your sort of progression towards her with the sixes. It's a multiple of 3, 3, 6, 9. You're loving part of those rings, the beginning, the foundations of whatever has made you into the Nine of Pentacles. But I feel she is somewhat missing here. So I'm going to pull cards, because I might be missing the key point. So let's get a card from the Enchanted Forest Oracle. as a comment. Oh, that one jumped out immediately. Who is it? The Two of Cups. That's lovely. So that's interesting because that does bring me to the Six of Cups. It's a soulmate card. They're both about true love in a way. This is nostalgic true love, brotherly, sisterly love. And this is friendship or great love or partnership of opposites. And these two look quite different, don't they? Especially in this depiction. The giant sort of boy leaning down to the old lady who should be a baby, who should be a child. It's an interesting combination. There is a similarity. So what it's saying to me when I was questioning where is the Nine of Pentacles, maybe what it's saying is this is these two. Yeah, I think that's it. It's saying it's not just the Nine of Pentacles. You've got it a bit wrong. Yes, you have achieved a lot. Yes, you are resplendent in your garden. But don't sort of just treat her like the antennae. The Queen of Swords is so important. She's your backbone. She's your intelligence. She's your brilliance. She's your toughness. She's this amazing friend who tells you the truth. She's all of the sort of wisdom that you've learned through tough experiences. So it's saying, don't just go looking for the Nine of Pentacles. Both of these, it's the partnership between these that is actually the happy ending. And there's an emphasis on the swords, to be honest. It's as if the swords, the antennae, allows the Nine of Pentacles. So I've slightly skipped a stage, in a way, is what the cards seem to be saying to me there. And let's have one from the Shining Tribe Tarot by Rachel Pollock. The Knower of Birds. Where is my little book? Let's have a look, because she's quite dense. I'm not going to read too much. Going out to the theatre tonight. Quite excited. Knower of Birds. Knower of Birds. Oh, actually, I've got to go right to the end. Sorry. I've gone into such a go-slow mode today. I'm really sorry. I looked at an old reading that I'd done that was very, very slow, and I realised sometimes if I don't rush it at all, I barely know what I'm saying, but other ideas come out, right? Knower of Birds. And so I'm in that kind of mode today. Knowledge of traditions, finding inner meaning in ordinary objects and experiences. No, that's Knower of Stones. Sorry. It's like I am stoned. Right, Knower of Birds. Okay. Wisdom, knowledge, development of ideas, psychic visions, and the ability to communicate it clearly to others. Setting up a system of thought. Okay, there we have it. That's it. Props back to all of these swords, particularly the Queen of Swords, but she's got the King, she's got the Page. What we're saying, and she's got the... we haven't got the Knight of Swords, but we've got all the other royals. So what it's saying is these systems of thoughts that allows you to... Okay, this is really interesting. So there's a system of thought that you need to work on that will allow you to, with discipline, see yourself in the right way. A system of thought, is that a 369 method of manifestation? Is that disciplinedly writing about the person that you want to be, or all the qualities that you love in yourself? I was talking to a friend about keeping a book. She's going through a tough time, and keeping a book where you just write down everything you love about yourself to try and pivot the mind away from all the self-criticism. I think it's something like that. It's really focusing on that. And it says here, many writers believe that women invented writing. So this is going back to women, the Queen of Swords. Women stayed in the village while men went hunting, so language became the facility of women. And they, blah, blah, blah. Writing also shares quality with women's secret law of spinning. And then somebody, the great Mexican oral poet and shaman Maria Sabina, who used writing as a metaphor of power, told an interviewer, "I see that language comes from up above, as if they were all little luminous objects that fall from heaven." We keep talking about that sword, the antennae. So it's as if sword, words, language, intellect is falling down into the garden, is like the falcon that comes down and lands on the Nine of Pentacles' hand. Everything is coming from above here, and it's and writing might be key, actually, because a lot of the swords do talk about writing. So maybe you've got a writing project at the moment. And it talks about the I Ching, that, and somebody says that's how the I Ching came as well. So things being given from above. I'm not going to delve much deeper than that, because I think that kind of says it. Now, I've sort of been adding, I've got an extraordinary amount of oracle cards. So I'm just going to quickly, because it's nice to have the treat of some extras. So what have we got here? Add some more. Dream Weaver. Weave these ideas that come from another realm into this beautiful Nine of Pentacles. The emotion of that water, it's like the Two of Cups, weaving the two personalities together. And what have we got here? Yeah, the flexibility in the Willow Spirit and healing in the Bear Spirit. So to be flexible is healing for you at the moment. So flexibility of the mind, mental agility, that will bring you healing. Maybe you do need, like my friend, to do this writing down. I mean, to be honest, we could all benefit from writing down things that we absolutely love about ourselves. Who doesn't want to hear that all day long? And there are some other lovely cards that I wanted to pick. Oh, let's just keep that stable. Pick one for you from... Okay, well, that will have to be a treat from another day. They don't want to come out now. So we'll just cap this reading. I got them somewhere next to me. Must have been in the same... No, okay, it's not a time for those. Instead, we're just going to cap this with teeny tiny Rider Waite here. And what have we got here? Rest. Rest and recalibrate. Another sword. So just check. No, I'm going to get obsessed with it. No, okay. Oh, no, there they are. Okay, wait one. We'll put a pin in that. I knew they were here somewhere. So rest and recalibrate. Swords used for mental healing. These are called the Divine Muse, I think. Who have we got here? Resonance. This is a giant cathedral. Like the cathedral, right in the beginning, that you're trying to build with your Three of Pentacles, but that you're a bit confused about. We're now in a cathedral with a couple who are looking very lovingly towards each other, and it's called Resonance. And I'm going to read from this book. So it is the Divine Muses Oracle, and I don't know if you can still get it, because I think she stopped making them. I got it on Etsy, but I don't know that for sure, so check it out. 121. They're really lovely. I love these sort of independent creator decks. Harmony, frequency, fondness, dissonance. Harmony and frequency, it's like that antennae, okay? It's bringing us back to that. Everything in the universe vibrates at a certain frequency, from the planets to the solar system down to every cell in your body. When two frequencies meet, like those two in the Two of Cups, an energy field is created, and the combination produces a new vibration exhibiting resonance or dissonance. So maybe it's saying the combination of the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles is some sort of magic frequency. Abundance and achievement with incisive intellect and toughness and, maybe writing. When something in your life is flowing easily and gracefully, you are in resonance with it, in harmony, in tune, and vibrating at the same wavelength. We as individuals are a symphony of vibrations, and each one of us has a unique tuning. Naturally, our relationships are vibrational as well. Energetic resonance gives us information about them. When you're in resonance with someone, there is an amplification of energy that inspires support and affection. Just like music, when a sound vibration matches another, it creates a beautiful magnification that is vibrant, powerful, and alive. It's these two essences amplifying each other. Resonant relationships have the harmonic quality which are uplifting. Energetic resonance can happen when anything in our lives, not just with people, with anything in our lives, not just with people. We can resonate with our environment, a message or an organisation or a particular style. This card may be affirming a deep resonance that you have within your career, home or city. If you don't feel this way, you may be in disresonance. This card upright confirms a frequency match. We're feeling fulfilled, successful, and living from our purpose and truth. If the kindred spirit card has also been drawn, which we haven't, it could be about a soulmate relationship, but we do have two soulmate cards, the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups. You may feel an instant resonance with that person, romantic or not, that you've never experienced in other relationships, like you've known them for lifetimes. This is a special vibrational connection. We all know those feelings. You meet someone and they're alive to you immediately. Resonance shows the compatibility we see in the Lovers and the Two of Cups, which we have here. A unity of energies that work harmoniously. Oh, Tarot, thank you. Just like the Lovers card, we will need to have discernment for the people we choose to let into our inner circle. It's not just people, but art, music, and places that can uplift and enhance our energetic tuning. Focus on the things that you're in so excited I can't speak, vibrational resonance with, and invite more of those experiences into your life. I'm not going to read the shadow because that's not relevant to us. In the background is from a circa 1900 postcard from a Portugal monastery. The couple were in a wooden boat, possibly a marriage, wedding attire. When I placed them after painting the floor to look like water, I could almost hear their vows resonating in euphony in the Gothic nave. Okay, so I just want to point something out here. We've got Inner Life, the Gothic nave. This was our little Rider-Waite that came out inside a church again. And now we've got this with the sort of feeling of, well, we are inside a Gothic nave. And it's making me think of this church up in Scotland where within all of the carvings, the stone carvings, they seem to be actually, I think it's in the Da Vinci Code, I don't know, but I've watched many sort of documentaries about this, but they seem to have... you know when you make music, and you put it through a drum that has sand on it and it vibrates and changes into a pattern? Well, the stone seems to be those different patterns, as if it's different notes, as if you could play the music. And in fact, I think some people have decoded it, and it's far up in Scotland, and I don't know the name, and I will research it. But it feels like the kind of magic of that sort of healing tone of sound, the healing tone of resonance with other people. So what you're being asked to do with the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords is get into the right resonance. Surround yourself with music and things and people that amplify and build your resonance, so that you can become a strong force for good, so that you can get these cathedrals built, so that you can, like a stonemason, cast these stones into being that talk about this sound that might be even more mystical. So it's like those swirls in the wall. We're coming all the way back to it behind him. That's him making those little shapes that are actually to do with notes. It's such an amazing thing. I'll try and find a link to a documentary. It'll blow your mind. And here you're with the Four of Swords. Well, you know the Four of Swords is now on the floor. All of his... That's down there. Let's see if my little toes can get it. Nope. All of his chakras are realigned. It's as if, again, a healing frequency is coming into place. There's a blessing and a healing within some sort of divine structure, and everybody's working on it now together. I can't wait to rewatch this documentary. That was so lovely. Something to do with healing resonance, frequency being built. Amazing. See you again.